Yo, what up guys? Welcome back to Sneaker Stories. As always, I'm your host Chris Jack. Today, checking out one of my favorite releases for 2020, at least this far. It's none other than the exclusive Co.JP Air Jordan 1 Tokyo. Without further ado, let's check them out. Alright, so obviously another Jordan 1 to come from Jordan Brand and Nike, of course. Lots of hype around this particular silhouette over the past couple of years. It's just kind of been growing and resale and all of that kind of stuff's just got kind of crazy with the silhouette, but maybe rightly so. It is obviously an iconic classic silhouette, and this one is no different to that. Originally released in 2001 on the 1st of January with 2001 pairs only as a Japan exclusive in a special case which looked like that. This particular shoe, I didn't really know about them, to be honest, before they basically decided to retro them 19 some years later in 2020, of course. And this was to coincide with the Olympic Games. Obviously, there's been a lot of different exclusives, some of which we are going to be reviewing here in the coming days, hopefully when my Jordan 3 Japan exclusives arrive. But yeah, this is just another one of those which were all planned to coincide with the Olympics, but obviously that didn't happen. But obviously they released the shoes anyway, which is great. Now this particular one, the neutral gray and silver, is pretty much just a remake of the one that was obviously released in 2001. However, they did do 2001 pairs, I think, as a Japan exclusive in a special case as well this year. However, there was a wider global release of these, which we got here in South Africa, obviously on the sneakers website itself, but we also had in local retailers here as well. So this particular one, retail wise, was 2,700 Rand, which is pretty much standard Jordan price for Jordan 1 at least here in South Africa. And you really are getting a whole different kind of take on the Jordan 1 with a whole bunch of special details packed into this. So I'm going to start with the overall coloring of the shoe, obviously neutral gray and silver. There are a couple of changes we'll get to, but starting underneath with the outsole, flat neutral gray coloring done there, standard Jordan 1 outsole and midsole combination, which is done in a white. Moving up into the upper of the shoe, this is where things get a little exciting over here. You've got a very short hair, sort of nubuck suede as a majority of the upper material over here, and that is also done in this neutral gray color. The quality on them feels really good in hand. You can really feel the sort of butteriness just by stroking your finger across those panels over there. Then moving to the swoosh, this is when that sort of metallic silver color comes in, obviously around the heel collar and the heel section of the shoe. The swoosh is slightly more glossy than what you would get in terms of the paint finish on the heel section, and that obviously matches up with the same finish on this wing section over here, just done in that metallic silver. The wings logo, not just standard Air Jordan 1 wings logo, it's more of the jeweled version over there, so it does have a glossy sort of epoxy or whatever over the Jordan logo there, and that's just done in a white and black. Now swinging around into the heel section, you can really tell there's sort of a matte finish on this particular metallic part. It just gives it a bit of depth from a coloration point of view on this particular shoe by using these different finishes. And this is a slightly more tumbled leather than what you could find on the swoosh or this wing section of the collar. And then just finishing the top of the heel section off, the same sort of neutral suede done in that gray as well. And swinging around to the medial side, much the same as what you had on the lateral side, no specific color changes or anything like that. So you've got the metallic swoosh, that neutral grade suede as a majority of the upper, and then just into the toe box, that same sort of matte finish on that metallic silver. The quality of this is really nice. It's nice and tumbled as well. It looks super premium. And then just moving further up to the tongue section, you'll notice the laces are slightly different to what you normally get on standard Jordan 1s, where it's usually a flat lace. Just to show you that, well, this is obviously the Union one, so they're not really like that, but the shape is obviously the same. This particular one has gone with a more of a rope lace kind of style. It's kind of like more rounded and fatter and padded, but obviously thinner than the flat lace, so it does add a whole different look and dynamic to the upper of the shoe. Now, one of the biggest standout features and change-ups on this particular pair has to be this leather-lined tongue over here. So the exterior of that is done in this beautiful light gray or neutral gray leather. It's really nice quality-wise, just a touch. You've obviously got the Nike Air logo, which has been embroidered into the tongue, so it's no longer just that nylon patch that's been stitched in there. It's a really luxury type detail, which I really appreciate on this pair. Just on the reverse of that, just nodding his head at the previous or predecessor of the shoe, 2001 to 2020 with the Jumpman logo done there in red and black, of course. And then just taking a look at the sock liner and the reverse of the tongue over here, it's kind of done this like carbon fibery finish just by having those sort of like interlaid weaves, but also done in that sort of silvery metallic. It kind of catches up on the light quite nicely, so it just adds another texture towards the top of the shoe. And then just taking out the insole for you, flat gray over here, kind of reminds me of the same insole that came with the Dior Air Jordan 1s, not the fancy one that you put in afterwards, but it's pretty much the same thing. And then you've got the Jumpman logo and Co.JP printed there basically on the heel, and that is the exact same on both sides. Then last but not least, just to show you the boxes, this is a different, or at least a special edition box that came with this. You've got sort of a metallic Nike gloss logo or spot varnish down the top of the box, and then you've got this beautiful Co.JP 2001 and 2020 with that same Jumpman logo, just step and repeat over the wax paper of the shoes. Now, if you do want to get your hands on a pair of these beautiful Jordan 1s, at least in my opinion that is, I know it's not everyone's like top choice of color in terms of what you would generally get away with wearing, but for me, I absolutely love silver and I absolutely love gray, and I think the combination works really well for it. However, if you do want these, as mentioned, now you are going to have to look to the resale market, as they're pretty much sold out instantly. I think resale prices are sitting around $5.5, $6 or whatever. StockX is only between $200 and about $280 currently at the time of this review, so they're not too far out of reach. It is a shoe that I do think will probably climb over time, just from its sort of like iconic stature, coming from a 2001, being retro 2020, and all of that. Now, from a sizing perspective, I did take a UK 9 and they fit me absolutely normally, like just how every other Jordan 1 fits me. If you guys don't know what your Jordan 1 size is, you can always have the option of trying on a general release pair in store or just borrowing a pair from your friend. You guys know the deal on that, and get your size from there. As mentioned at the beginning of the review, the price point was 2,699 Rand here locally in South Africa, and I think around $180. Might be mistaken on that in the States, but yeah, it's a pretty good and decent value for money pair of shoes. I would definitely recommend them if you are on the fence of wanting to get them or not. But that is pretty much it for this review of the Co.JP Air Jordan 1s. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you do have any further questions, please drop them in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as possible. Otherwise, if you haven't already, please give the video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe right here for more content like this down the line. But that is it for today's review. Back with an exclusive unboxing of something unseen tomorrow here on Sneaker Stories. But that's it from me. I'll catch you on the next one.